Welcome to Mr. Watson's Math. Today we are in the Oxford textbook for Year 5 doing Unit 2, Topic 1. So as always, let's start by reading what Mr. Budgie has to say here. The number on the top is the numerator. The number on the bottom is the denominator. So they're saying, what does a fraction look like? So they're showing you a fraction of a circle here. A fraction can be part of a whole thing. A quarter of the circle is blue. So there's 4 parts. 1 is shaded, 1 out of 4, 1 quarter. A fraction can be part of a group of things. So half of these beads are red. There are 6 beads, 3 of them are red. Write the fractions in words and numbers. What fraction is red? So let's pick up our pen here and start to get cracking on these ones. What fraction is red? 1/6, so it's 1. Where's my pen? Come on. It is 1/6. Okay, this one here, we're going to count the amount of spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it has 5 parts. And one out of those 5 parts is shaded, so it's 1/5. Okay, you'll be right with the rest of those. Shading these shapes, 3 out of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are going to shade 3 of those. So 1, 2, 3. Excuse my scrappy shading there. What fraction of these group is shaded? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know that there are 5 parts, 5 objects. 2 of them are shaded. Shading each group out of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are definitely 10 parts of this one, and we need to shade 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Again, you guys are going to shade it much neater than what I have just there. Write the missing fraction on the number line. So if we go 0, 1/5 something, 3/5 something, and then 1, I can pretty well be sure that we're moving up in fifths. So we've got 1/5, that one's going to be 2/5, 3/5 is done for us, and then 4/5. So you've got to look at the increments. This next one is broken up into tenths. So you go 1/10, 2/10, all the way to 9/10. Okay, so finish off all of those. Which fraction in each pair is closer to 1? Use the number line in question 1 to help. So we're actually going to use the number line here to help us. 1/4 or 3/8. So if I look at the one that says 1/4, there's 1/4, and 3/8. Which one is closer to 1? So if I look, that one has not much to go, that one has more to go. So 3/8 is closer. So we're going to write 3/8 on the line. Mind my big scrappy writing there. Let's move on to the next 2 pages. Here we have use the number line on page 49 to help you order each group from smallest to largest. All right, let's grab our pen real quick, and we're going to start to order these ones from smallest to largest. Now, it looks a bit funny. It kind of goes backwards. Now, 1, that number 1 there is the biggest one. So it's going to go at the end there, okay? Then it's actually like the smallest number, 1/5, because it's only 1 part out of 5. Then the next one is 2 parts out of 5. I always think about it as pizza. I'd prefer to have 2 slices than 1 slice, because that's bigger. 3 out of 5. And 4 out of 5. And then number 1, this one is actually 5 out of 5. So that one's all done. Use a symbol bigger than they call it, or is smaller than or equals to complete these number sentences. Now my little trick here is the crocodile mouth eats the biggest piece. So we've got 3/4 or 7/8. Now 7/8 is bigger, so I'm going to make the crocodile mouth open towards the biggest one. Okay, finish off the rest of those. Circle the 2 fractions that describe the position of the triangle. So there's the triangle. You've got to choose one of these 3. Which one's going to fit best? Circle the fraction that describes how far from the 1 the triangle is. So that area there, how far is that? All right. Divide this rectangle into 8ths. Oh, I missed C there. Draw a diamond that is 3/8 of the way from 0 to 1. So you've got to find 3/8 on that number line somewhere. rectangle into eighths. So you've got to work out how you're going to divide it. Is it going to be like that, or is it going to be like that? Try and get equal parts when you're doing it with your ruler. Shade 2/8 of it, and then what other fraction describes the fraction that you have shaded? Okay, moving on. Divide the rectangle into 3 equal parts. So you've got to work out where 3 equal parts are going to be for that one. Shade 1 part, write 2 fractions that describe the shaded part. So you're going to do 2 different fractions, one here and then one there, 2 different fractions. Write these fractions at the correct place on the number line. So a half, I can be pretty confident it's going to be right in the middle there. So a nice one to start with. Write a fraction that is bigger than a quarter but smaller than a half. Using that number line on the first page that we did is really going to help you out there. Some people say it is impossible to fold a square of paper in half, then half again, and so on, more than 8 times. Now, just a side note, I've tried this many times myself. Is it true? How many times can you keep folding a piece of paper in half? So we're going to do this in class. When you can go no further, write down the number of folds, then open the paper out and find the fraction that the folds have split the paper into. So if you've got, 30 folds or something like that, you're going to have a fraction of something over 30, all right? Was the result as you expected? Write a sentence to say how easy or difficult you found this task. And that's it for our lesson today. So we have finished for 2.1. Thanks for watching, and I hope this has